Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be transplanting this dragon fruit. Remember we grew this from seed a few years ago and it's starting to grow really well. However, I keep it in a baby pot. It's in a little 4-inch pot. It's doing really well for being in such a small space. So I wanted to transplant it this summer, and I'm a little late, but better late than never. So I originally wanted to plant it into something, a much bigger pot, like a 10 or a 12-inch pot from this, but I think it's going to stay inside over the summertime, over the winter time, so I'm going to be bringing it back in, and I have these beautiful pots that don't have any drainage in the bottom, which is good because they're going to be inside. But I'm going to stick it into this deeper pot that's, I think it's a 6-inch pot, but it's deep. So it'll be a nice, fresh, new space for this, and it'll give it some space to grow. I know many of you who grow these professionally give me some grief sometimes, saying that I'm doing it all wrong and whatever. But I'm just using this as an ornamental, sort of as a fun little project. I'm not really wanting fruit from it, so if it doesn't go outside, it's okay. It's not going to grow magnificently. If it bears fruit at some point or flowers, that's just a bonus. But I'm just growing it for the fun of it. It's really interesting to grow these fruit from a seed, from something you bring home from the supermarket. And if you haven't tried that, give it a try. They're really easy to grow from seed, if you can find the seed. So anyway, let's get to it. I'm gonna grab some paper so that I can grab the stems of these. They do have thorns. They're not really prickly, but when I go to grab it and take it out of the pot, I'm sure some of them will stick into me, and I won't notice it until later on in the day when all of a sudden I get uncomfortable. So anyway, without further ado, let's bring you in a little bit closer. We'll pot it up and we'll get a closer look. As you can see, there's all kinds of aerial roots growing all over this thing. It really wants to find somewhere new to grow. So let's give it a new home. Alright, so here we got the little plant. It's only in a little bit of soil. I think about an inch down in the pot is where the soil starts. It's only in a 4-inch pot, so it's only in about this much soil. Not very much for the size of plant that it is, poor thing. So like I said, I've got this inner pot that we're going to put some soil in. Actually, I'll just take it out of that decorative pot. And where's my soil scoop? Oh well. I've got soil over here. Just a all-purpose Pro Mix. These cactus like a little bit more moisture than others, so using a regular potting soil is just fine. Just make sure that it drains freely. I'm going to use some, this is Shake and Feed. This is for hanging baskets, I do believe, by Miracle Grow. Just going to add a little bit of that in there. And mix it around. I'm sure I don't really need to, but I will anyway. So I'm going to take my paper bag. I'm going to wrestle up all of these arms, all these wonderful tentacles. My bag's not folding the way that I want it to. Let me move this into frame a little bit better. The reason why I decided to do this was when I picked up the plant, some of the prickles came out of my hand, so I didn't want to get really badly prickled. You can also use tongs, but paper works just fine. So now we'll just pull this out of its pot here. See what the roots look like. The roots really aren't that big, so it's not in too small of a pot, but we'll give it a little bit more room to run. So I'm just going to stick it in the pot. These you can bury a little bit deeper. They do root along their stem, so that's fine. With the dragon fruits, you want to water them well. You want to treat them kind of like you do a Christmas cactus, where you water them really well, but then let them dry between waterings. When they're actively growing, they'll want to be kept constantly moist, though. Not soaking wet, but always a little bit damp. from what I hear, they're growing quite a bit. They're more of a forest cactus than a desert cactus, so they do tolerate moist conditions much better than others. So I'm just filling up around the plant with soil, just as normal, treating it like a regular house plant. And I can take the plastic bag off, the paper bag off, and we're good. Now I'm gonna place it into its pot. Ooh, it really sunk down there. Oh well. So I placed it into its pot, and I will give it a drink. Where did I put the water? Right behind me. How convenient. So, because it's in a pot that doesn't drain as a plant cover, I'm going to be careful with the watering. But if I do feel like I've overwatered it, I can easily pop out the inner pot and dump out the excess water. And because this isn't a hanging pot, I will show you what I'll do. I've got some orchid clips, and I will just take the orchid clips and take some of these bigger stems, and you can't see. Pardon the camera. I'll take some of these bigger stems and just clip them to the chains here, and it'll grow up and then back over. So anyway, I'll show you a photo of where it's going to be sitting in my window, and yeah, show me what your dragon fruit cactus are doing, because I know that a lot of you are growing them, partly because Ray was growing them, I've been growing them, a bunch of us have been trying to do our best with them, and everybody's doing such a great job. Some of you are a little bit more successful than others, but they're a pretty easy plant to grow. So if you haven't tried one yet, I'd recommend highly to give it a shot. They're a lot of fun, very rewarding because they grow very quickly. So anyway, again, happy growing, and show me what you got. We've got all kinds of new growth that has occurred since we've trimmed this stuff back. Got a lot of new buds. This one's just opening. Here's a new one right here.